back to my channel. I'm so glad you're here with me, and if you're new, thank you for stopping by. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I refinished this window. I have been looking for this style of window for a while, and I've been going to different estate sales, looking online, and I found this at an estate sale that one of my friends was having here locally, and I snatched it up. And so there was a lot of dust on it, a lot of dirt, and so it took some time to get it cleaned up, but it was well worth it. Right now it looks really plain, but I'm looking forward to different things I'm going to do with it during the holiday season, as well as just in the summer and the spring. So stay tuned and watch me as I transform this window. So this is what it looked like before. There's a lot of chip paint on it, there's a lot of dirt, there's a lot of cobwebs, and it just needed some love. Here's the back of the window that was painted red, and I'm just using my shop vac to kind of clean it up before I do any painting, and this is part of my prep work. There was some cobwebs, some chip paint, and so my shop vac worked perfect for this prepping. All right, here I'm using 220 grit sandpaper, and this was actually a lot easier than I expected. The paint came right off, and it was actually beautiful, beautiful wood. Now when I turned it over, and the 220 was not cutting it, so I changed my sandpaper to 80 grit, and it got in a little deeper, but it still was giving me a hard time. This paint must have been really thick, but I wasn't that worried about it because nobody's gonna see it, and I just basically was just using the sandpaper to smooth it out and to get ready for paint. So in the inside of this window, there's this edge here that is very brittle, and it doesn't feel like wood. It feels like pottery or something like that. So it's real brittle, just kind of comes off. So the good thing about this is it's just the inside of it, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. So if it comes off, it comes off. If not, if it doesn't come off, I'm just gonna go ahead and leave it. I'm not quite sure exactly. Sorry, it's so bright. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave what's on there, and then the rest comes off. It's fine too. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum all this off, and then I'll be ready to paint. All prepped and ready for paint. I covered all those hinges, and now we can paint. Here I'm using Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint by Dixie Belle. I love this paint. I used it in my other project, those side tables that I had done. I'll link the video below if you missed it. I love how this paint goes on. I ended up only doing one coat. After I put the one coat on, I liked how it looked, and I didn't need another note. Now it'd be at your discretion if you want to put multiple coats on it, but like I said, this paint is amazing to work with. And if you're looking for a great quality chalk paint, I highly recommend the Dixie Belle paint. Let's talk about these hinges right here. So there's a lot of grooves within these hinges, and I had a hard time getting the painter's tape kind of in those grooves. So what I did is I took this small paintbrush and I just hand painted it in those grooves, and I was happy. Now they're really corroded, but when they're on the wall, I like the way it looked. It kind of looks more vintage, I guess, and so I just kind of left them as is. So my initial plan was to keep the back of this red because nobody's going to see it, but once I held it up, I could see all the imperfections on this side. So I went ahead and painted it. I didn't video it because you've seen me paint before, and so it just didn't look good. I used this sawtooth hanger to hold it up, and here I am just put it into place. I basically used the middle of that window pane as my center and measured it 1/2 inch. And here is my finished product. I loved how it came out. See the distress on this side? I love how it came out. And again, I just used 1 coat of paint, but I'm excited to start decorating and getting it ready for Thanksgiving and later for Christmas. Thank you for stopping by. Hope to see you in our next video. Have a great week. Bye-bye.